Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome back to From the Depths with me, Lathrix. And of course, at long last, welcome back to the campaign mode. We are here today to start our path of vengeance against the Onyx Watch, and as such, we are spawning in our newly created ships from the sandbox mode, although today we will be focusing on one variant in particular, the version which does not use the 9-barrel cannon. This is the Spite Mark II, which is now named the Bunker, which is a name which I got from the comment section, so well done you guys, who gave me a load of very good names actually, but the Bunker just seems to make a lot more sense with the ship, considering it's essentially a giant box of metal with cannons sticking out of it. So it's currently under creation. It's now essentially a finished ship. The only thing it is lacking is an anti-missile system. It has its shield sorted out, it has a better engine, it's pretty much finished. It just can't deal with missiles at the moment. It even has hydrophiles now to prevent it from sinking. Yay for weird physics. So I'm going to just pull all right now. We're going to allow it to be created, and I'll be right back once it is. Here we are, the first bunker has been spawned in. Now, there are some differences from the previous version, from the last episode, and this version, so let's quickly go over those before I send two of these against the Onyx Watch. Like I mentioned, there are now hydrofoils, all on the regular 45-degree angle control block. These were there mostly as a test, but I ended up keeping them. Originally, I had them in a small watered room inside of the ship. Of course, by watered room, I simply mean a room which was filled with water and didn't have an air pump, which does also work, but I figured out that having them all the way along the underside there does also give a nice balanced look to it, which is very nice indeed. The reverse turret has been removed due to, no matter how good I had the AI, its tendency to shoot the front turret or simply shoot down too far, even when the AI really shouldn't have allowed it to, was just getting on my nerves too much, so I've replaced it with these 6 barrels. We also have 3 barrels at the back with an unfinished, backside, honestly, which can shoot, backwards, and do a very good job of thwarting any attacks from the rear. So we have more side turrets, really weird flotation devices, and shielding. What more could you want? So we're going to create a second one of these, and then we will go to war. Oh, we also now have a very small repair room on the inside, which contains repair tentacles to repair any allies nearby. So 2 of these should make a fearsome opponent, at least against quite slow-moving prey, although the missiles are still there, mostly against faster-moving targets, or at least that's what their AI tells me. 2 bunkers and the old white flyer are now lining up to become part of the ultimate anti-Onyx Watch fleet. So now we go forwards and hopefully to our victory. I seek to claim this square first, eventually moving on to this tile, which of course has a lovely resource zone for us to devour. I've currently made the Alcazar a resource gatherer just because, I didn't have the resources to also make a base after making these 2 bunkers, so the Alcazar can essentially work as a slave ship. After all, it is a trader and it is a spoil of war, so it can work the fields of oil and gather us resource. So yes please, I would like to go to war, and let's have a quick look-see. There we go. Have 1 bunker doing a broadside, because I kind of want 1 bunker doing a broadside over there. Have this bunker facing forwards for its main guns, and then have the flyer way back here at maximum height. And yes, we can spawn in both bunkers at once. I was a little bit nervous, because both of these are 12,300 blocks, almost exactly halfway. So I was just really hoping that that's actually how it works, and apparently it does. To the battle! The battle has begun. Okay, so we're against one of the Onyx Watch giant flyers. I'm yet to actually see those really in any number, except for just 1 at a time, so sadly, once again, only 1, and our short-range missiles not really made against that. I really need to make sure the AI doesn't target that in the future. However, the side guns are doing a great job of annihilating the smaller ships, which I'm very pleased to see. How well are our shields Ah, almost there. How well are our shields holding up is the question. Evidently very well. I can't see a scratch on our ship. Sadly, I will have to look at our ship quite a bit during these battles, as the shields are untested. As are most of the weapon systems, in fact. Like I said before, I don't like testing the weapon systems against anything which I'm going to be coming against soon. So they've only really been tested against the Marauders, and that's about it, really. Oh, front guns are now being brought to bear. The AI of the bunkers are set to try to go forward facing as much as possible. The broadsides are there mostly just for fun. And let's see how they're doing. Yep, the front guns are doing a pretty good job, honestly. I am considering making those missiles slightly longer range. In fact, I think I will. No, because they currently use variable thrusters and are quite quick, but again, very low fuel. They're agile and fast. They just seem slow at the moment because we're in degraded mode. They're agile and fast, but extremely short range. I may add a missile system on the back, which is actually a normal missile. Oh, no, the missiles are finally hitting. And they are doing how much damage? I mean, they should be quite powerful. They have dual fragment missile. Yep, dual fragment warheads. And the first wave seems to have crippled the enemy flyer. That's a really cool flyer. Okay, everything's going well so far. Oh, all the cannons firing on this one, the front-facing and the broadside, both going off due to the multiple enemies. Absolutely fantastic. Still, not really the enemies I wanted to test against, but still. Oh, we took a little bit of damage on the top against our turret. Not that much, though. Not that much. Our guns just firing at everything there. Absolutely wonderful. Oh, there's the last... What ship is that? That's some weird side guns. Oh, that's the Halberd. I could have sworn that didn't look like that last time I saw it. Obviously going insane here. Oh, if that ship turns anymore, it's broadsides. Yep, now firing on this one. I love multiple mainframes. It's a weird thing, but I never really used multiple mainframes until recently. And of course, what I'm referring to is having different mainframes for each gun, basically allowing for a complete multiple selection of targets. Oh, look, our ally has arrived as well because of the low block count of the enemy being destroyed. I could try to capture some of them, but honestly, I am more than happy to simply collect their resources and annihilate them. The missiles I'm not... you see, here's the thing. Against flyers that come close enough, they're actually fantastic, as has been tested. Against regular enemies, not so much, and clearly I've set them to have a bit too long range, so they're firing and wasting ammo quite a bit. Although we're not struggling for ammo, this does mean the processors are wasting metal. But again, this is something you risk when you don't test out your ships completely. So many shells. Really going for quantity over quality here with the shells, but I kind of like that. Your armor means nothing to the volley of shells. Okay, well, that was a very nice test run indeed. Hopefully in the next battle we will see the enemy which destroyed us last time, the Alcazars and the Bulwarks. I've got a good feeling about it, honestly. These ships are built for defense over everything else, and after seeing them take basically no damage against these smaller enemies, I'm sure we can outlast the Bulwark in a battle of attrition. Let's just skip straight ahead into the next battle. We're going to be moving on to the tile next to us and hopefully claiming a new resource zone. Well, hardly fair, but the game has decided that the enemy should be allowed to spawn in 38.4 thousand of its ships, and I am only allowed to spawn in my single bunker. So essentially it's one bunker versus the entire enemy fleet until either my bunker is destroyed or the game slots my other ship into the battle. Not quite sure how this is fair, but here we are regardless. Still faring pretty well. Now, the enemy fleet does have 2 Alcazar and a Bulwark, which will be spawning in later. Currently, we are winning. By the looks of it, we are winning. We are actually taking damage, though. The shields are not keeping up with the sheer amount of firepower of so many ships. Of course, all focused on me. Thankfully, some of their ships have got into some really bad positions and are actually hurting themselves, so I'm okay with that. We have added recoil suppressing barrels to the guns, however it seems like that isn't quite enough, and we're still not going quite at the speed I would like. As I do want to go in between them if possible, so that all the guns will be active, rather than just the front-facing ones. Which admittedly are still doing a pretty darn good job, especially with the missiles as well. Are they healing, or is it just a matter of really good armor? I think that's just a matter of really good armor. They're taking quite a long time to destroy with the firepower of the bunker being split so evenly. Although now we finally have the broadside cannons also active, so we are damaging multiple opponents at once. Speaking is hard, yo. Is the back cannons active? Yes, but I have taken damage there as well. Definitely doing better than the hull did, though, regardless. The healing from that ship is getting rather annoying, and the front has taken quite a bit of damage. There we are, the missiles doing a fair bit of work, though. And so are the broadside. That ship has been almost eradicated. There we go, that's it. Focus on that. Actually, I'm going to force... Actually, no, which one of these... Oh, this is an Alcazar! I didn't even realise we were fighting an Alcazar. No wonder my shields were being obliterated. Face the wrath of a broadside, fiend! Yes, you should be the one focused on. So you're the one healing, not being healed. Yet that needs to be destroyed. Yep, the missile systems are now defaulting to that. They do have a bit of a penchant for going for things a little bit further away from that because of the warhead delay, but I am willing to sacrifice a few dud warheads to actually damage this as much as possible, particularly with its current healing capabilities. Both of these are healing, aren't they? Can you actually heal? No, I think you're just... I think it's just the Alcazar healing. Oh, the back cannons are now online. Every single side of cannons, except for this side, are now firing. That is actually fantastic. This is going to be a long battle with the bulwark on its own. Its firepower, sorry, with the bunker on its own. Its firepower isn't its strong point, but its staying power, as you can see, is actually phenomenal. It has shrugged off the Alcazar and crippled it, and it's now going for some of these smaller ships. The one over here has been destroyed, and now so have the others. The Onyx Watch really do lead to some really lengthy battles due to their nature of being really heavily armoured. Well, while one of these two can heal, I'm not sure which one it is though. I think it's the one that's sinking. Stop sinking! It's making it... You're making yourself too hard a target for my little stumpy battleship. Well, I guess it isn't really a battleship anymore with how small it is, but still! Am I going to have to skip ahead until something's damaged? I think I might need to. Oh, there goes one ship. 2 damaged and 1 more ship falls. The bunker on its own is doing fantastic, particularly with so many guns everywhere. Where are you firing? Are you hitting your own? Okay, well, apparently I've got one shield very poorly placed. No, it's because the barrel has been damaged, so it's behind where the shield should be. Okay, so it's not a poorly placed shield, it's just poorly planned shielding. Please don't ram into that. You're not built for ramming. You may be the larger ship, but I guarantee this will hurt you just as much as it hurts them. What I need is... Oh! Did one of their other ships just spawn in? I had a quick spike of lag. It's not one of our ships, but... Wait, 12.7k? No, we're 12.2k. Why are you lying to me, thing on the top? Yeah, that's the maximum size of our ships in block. So why is the force chart saying 12.7? Maybe I need to shrink my ship a little bit more, so in the future it will it will favour our bunkers being spawned in as opposed to the enemy. Okay, I'm just going to skip ahead now, because at this point we're just kind of trying to outdo their healing. We are succeeding, it's just not the quickest of, the quickest of processes. We're just kind of surfing on one of their ships. Maybe I should capture it. Well, finally, we've got rid of the ship we were essentially riding on. It is still there, but it is exploding as well. So that's finally going away. We have took a lot of damage now, and the second Alcazar has been spawned in. I may have been incorrect, though. I don't think there is a bulwark on the enemy team. We've also seemingly face-planted against the enemy. Well, having this ship wanting to face off against as many enemies as possible can lead it to some weird, well, situations, it seems. Not the best position for us. It seems like the guns in the front there are currently offline, which is really bad due to how close the enemy actually are. That would have been fantastic. The missiles are hitting us as well as the enemy. This is not in the position I really want us to be in. It does seem like that ship underneath us, though, has an AI dead. We could try to capture that with that how close it is. There we are. I have disabled spawning into the chair because, well, it's buggy as hell. Hello. Now you are being repaired. Would that mean I can't capture you? Question mark. Are you now mine? Yes, you are. The glaive is now mine, and I'm going to withdraw it. Thus, it's no longer underneath our ship. 2 Alcazars, wow, so, no, and a bolt, wow, there is everything in this battle. How unfair that I can't also spawn in the second bunker. Oh, yep, there's the second Alcazar. We're now fighting 2 Alcazars at once, and we are not in the best position to do so. So it really does seem like we need to slightly shrink our ship so that we get priority. This is truly odd, though, because the Alcazar are only 1,000 blocks smaller than our ship. So to see 2 of them spawning in addition to other forces, well, it's a little bit bizarre, honestly. Can I really not spawn in the other ship? Could I manually try to do it? Just seems like we can't, which is, yep, we just simply can't spawn in this ship. Not fair, but we are doing okay. I may jump ship to try and capture an Alcazar, but I would like to see if the bunker can survive, honestly. I have to give the bunker credit. It is a stubborn vehicle. It's still got many weapon systems online, despite taking around about 30% damage now, and it is actually doing a good job at not only holding the enemy back, but actually destroying many of the smaller ships whilst fighting the 2 Alcazar. The full broadside has actually came back online, except for a couple of guns at the very back from its own repair work. Its front guns are just about functional, and both missile systems are still firing, even if the back section is underwater. Thankfully, the missiles are just about strong enough to get out of the water and actually do some damage. The first Alcazar, see, if it doesn't get healed, that Alcazar is actually out of the match. The second one isn't far off, and the thing that's being healed is, well, just there because it's being healed. I really need to figure out how the battle system works, because it seems to be increasing on mine, so obviously I've got something wrong. Of course, I'm talking about the bar, which is where my mouse is now. I don't actually know how that functions, to be perfectly honest. Still need to figure out how to do these shields in a better way that it accounts for when the barrel is shrunk due to damage. Yep, I think the first bunker is actually going to win. Except for, of course, the enemy bulwark is waiting. Maybe it's damage done as well, I don't even know. I would love to have my other ship spawned in, that's all I know. That's all I know. I would love my second ship to be spawned in right now. Oh, that ship is gone. I don't know their names off by heart, but this smaller ship is now gone. How goes the Alcazar? Its guns are pretty much gone, and we are actually healing up by the looks of it. Although we are taking some friendly fire from that turret. Which does have a good... which does actually have quite a good AI. I think perhaps a certain parts of the AI have been damaged. Is that the enemy bulwark? Yep, that's the enemy bulwark. Okay, now I think this bunker is done for. Its reverse missile... Oh no, its reverse cannons, rather, are simply not online at the moment. The shields are, but I don't know for how much longer with that sort of volley. Ow. Come on. You little bunker, you can do it. I believe in you. Ish. It's at this point, I think it's safe to say the bunker is doomed. Its engine has finally been damaged, meaning that now the shields are coming offline very quickly. In fact, I believe they already are. Yep, both the movement and shields are currently offline. The bunker is essentially done for. Although it has taken the Alcazar with it, the Bulwark has been victorious. Although, the Bulwark hasn't came off undamaged. I mean, if you have a look, it's actually took quite a few hits from the bunker during the last few moments of its life. And no, I'm not despawning the bunker until it's absolutely destroyed. However, the second bunker has arrived! Haha! Just in time, sir. Now for some glorious revenge. A full health bunker versus the damaged Bulwark. How do you like it, sir, being outmatched and outgunned and outnumbered? We have shields and you don't. That's the biggest thing. It's almost been an hour now, on a side note. This has been probably one of the longest battles I've ever seen in From the Depths, and the missiles in combination with the front-facing guns, which, by the way, look glorious when all you can see is the muzzle flash, looks fantastic. There it goes, the Bulwark is being absolutely annihilated, and the original bunker is going to survive. In fact, it's still firing. That's just amazing. Kind of looks like a flower from the back there. I just had to have at least one quick look at it. And this is why you add lots of armor-piercing and explosive warheads to your very quick-firing weapons. As you can see, it does a lot of damage very quickly. There we go, 2 damage, the Bulwark is going down, as is the smaller ship over there to the damaged Bulwark. I'm still not quite sure how the game actually determines who spawns in. It could be who simply has more force as well. By the looks of it, that may be the case. Whoever has more force actually available could have priority. So we'll have to see in the future, because that would explain why we spawned in earlier. Oh lord, those missiles are going to hit my own ship, aren't they? They do have identify friend or foe, but they don't have safety fuses. This is why this positioning was never planned. Ow. Please stop shooting me, original bunker. I know I didn't arrive in time, but still. Actually, where am I? I'm currently on the damaged bunker, aren't I? Of course I am. What the hell is left, which can't spawn in yet? Oh, it's the enemy, base. It's the resource gatherer. Okay, well, that ship's just not... I think that's a stockade, isn't it? Well, yeah, the enemy stockade clearly isn't going to survive that. And here comes our flyer, as always, late to the party, but ever welcome. I'll be honest, this was probably the most fun I've had in From the Depths in ages. That was just glorious. This is why I had stationary guns and broadsides and everything. Although it's not the most efficient, it just looks freaking awesome. Also, why is that one not moving fast enough? It's not actually moving fast enough for its hydrofoils to keep it aloft, as its main 2 buoyant areas are damaged, so it's gone down 1 level. The recoil still. I think I still need to add even more recoil suppression. It's that main gun, it's terrible for it. There goes the M. Ooh, the AI is dead. However, if I spawned in on that, I'd actually spawn inside, so I wouldn't be able to get there in time. Once again, another reason to have a speedboat able to be produced during a battle. Honestly, for a field test, although I have seen multiple flaws in the case of we really need better recoil suppression, we definitely need to kit out the missiles to be a little bit further range, even if that will cost us a little bit of mobility. I'm really happy with that. The bunker not only survived, but honestly carried the day. The original bunker killed everything except for the last bulwark. Admittedly, it would have died then, but considering it costs several 100,000 less metal and has a lower block count than the bulwark, I think that's absolutely fine. Damaged, but not destroyed. Again, like I said, these things really are unsinkable in the terms of it will never hit the bottom of the ocean, but of course it can be laid a little bit low in the water. So, pull all, I guess, and oh, that cost us a lot of metal there. I wasn't really paying attention, so thankfully we were victorious. There is a small enemy Onyx Watch heading towards us, which should be very easy to defeat, and overall I'm pretty happy. The glaive I'm actually going to scrap. Goodbye, glaive. So, with that, I'm afraid, though, I am all out of time for today's recording. I did not expect the battles to last quite so long. I expect heavy editing has been used, as I probably haven't shown you an hour, 30 minutes of 2 battles. Still, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, then of course, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, shows that From the Depths is a series you wish to see continued in the future. In the next episode, we will be bringing along the Spite with its 9-barrel glory, or possibly even the Lathrixian Pride, our aircraft carrier that still hasn't been tested. So, with that, goodbye.